Hey everybody, you're watching Cole the Corn Star. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Cole. I'm a 26-year-old farmer and I like working on stuff. Speaking of working on stuff, today we are going to be working on the 100% restoration and remodel of my great-great-grandfather's $7,000 mansion. And big thank you to Policy Genius for sponsoring this video. We are currently in the middle of digging the underground movie theater with the excavator, and when we got down to basement depth, we noticed we have a lot of groundwater. In an attempt for us to control all of this groundwater, we dug this massive trench, and then we laid a drainage pipe in the bottom of it. Now we have it covered with gravel, so you can't see it, but you have to take my word for it. There's a drainage pipe under here. When we built this trench, we built it with a 1% down slope, so that way the water would run downhill. Now, it's a little hard to tell right now because of the gravel, but if you look right here at the little stream that's coming in, you can tell we have moving water. So this trench is actively filling up with this little stream that's coming in. That little stream may just be a trickle, but that little trickle's been running all night and it has filled our entire trench full of water. So now that stream is running out of a place to put it because it's just kind of filling up the reservoir here. So the first project that I'm going to work on today is I'm gonna hop in the excavator and I am going to continue digging this trench out. There is a creek just before these trees. So I'm gonna connect this trench up to that creek. So that way all of this water, it'll basically just be a big old water slide. It'll run to the creek and then it'll be able to get away. And then we should be able to pick up some flow up there. The entire point of us digging this trench and installing that drainage pipe is for us to be able to get this water out of here. We need this area to dry up. This is going to be the basement floor. Number one, we need to be able to get equipment down there to work on stuff to actually build all of our concrete. And then number two, we want it dry underneath of the basement floor so that way we're not getting water in the basement in the future. So it is really important for us to be able to get this water out. If all goes well, I'm hoping to drop this water line 3 feet from where it currently is, but we're not going to hardly get any droppage until we get the end of this trench dug out where the water can run to the creek. We should be good to go as far as grease goes on the excavator. We greased it about 5 hours ago, so we probably got another half day of running on it before we need to grease it, but we do need to put some diesel in it. We're starting to get a little bit low, and frankly, I don't want to listen to the fuel light beeping at me. One of the really nice things about the area that I'm digging in, this hill already naturally has a 2 to 3% slope, and so I don't need to do any grade rodding or anything with the laser setup. I'm just simply digging 40 inches deep, and then we are just following the exact contour of the hill, and if we do it right, we should be able to get all of this water to drain out. So we're gonna give it a go. I've never dug a trench before. Well, I take that back. I've never dug one that drained water out all the way to completion before. So this is gonna be a first for me. Into digging this trench, and look at this. We had standing water down here. It was like 10 inches deep. You can see all the water sitting right there, but then as we get into this area, then all of a sudden it's just gone. I don't know if it's just a different type of soil right here where it's just percolating through the soil and then it's going down deep in the soil profile and then just following this valley down, or what. I really don't know. But you can look at the soil that's sitting here and just look at the color of it. So I know it's different. Because watch this, it goes from that color, then boom, we get down here and this is just really dark soil. So I don't know what's going on. I was kind of hoping that the water would come here all the way to the end. So when I dug through into the creek, we just had this big old gush going out. But I will say this, it does make it a lot easier for me to be able to see my bottom when I can actually see the bottom. When I had the water, I just basically had to guess where I was digging, so I wasn't as consistent. But now that I can see, I think we're maintaining that 1.5% grade, which we just need 1 for the water to flow. Actually, water will flow with 0 inside this pipe, so we are more than good enough. I am now on my last 30 feet or so, which is going to be my hardest dig because I need to match the grade from there down to the grade that I have right here, because this is where it's actually going to be running in. I did prepare just a little area so that way my tile pipe has an area where it can drop off into something. Over there where we have the grass, it's extremely gradual. So if I were to run my pipe into that, all that grass and stuff would grow up in front of the pipe. Where here, if the water can actually drop about a foot or so, then I think we'll be able to mitigate problems with things plugging up the end of the pipe. So right now you can see some tile water from all the natural springs on this hillside coming down into here. I just dug this like a foot deep. So once it fills up, then it'll continue working its way down this draw like it used to. But I need to figure out how I'm gonna take the excavator and get this grade to match up there. At least I have a little bit of forgiveness with the hill being steep here, but I still don't want a big dip at the end where then water won't flow right out of the end. We got everything else right on the rest of it, so we might as well get the last bit right. Okie dokie, we have ourselves a trench. I'm going to run along in the bottom of it with a shovel. I have one spot like right here where I accidentally dug a little bit too deep. Definitely not an expert mini excavator operator yet, but I am getting better. And I'm gonna hop down in here, I'm gonna get this smoothed off, so that way we're maintaining our grade all the way through and we're not having a big dip. And then down there at the bottom, I had some issues when I had to cross over the trench and I kept caving some stuff in, so I'm just gonna have to fix my mistakes with the shovel. So here we go. Ugh, the fun part now. Oh wow. Mini excavator makes this look light. It's not. Time to go play in the mud now. We got the dry stuff done. I feel like I don't want to step in that. Ooh, kind of a sinkhole of sorts. That's what we like to see. Good water flow. Oh, let's see if we can unroll this thing now. Wow, it is really hard to walk in this stuff. Really hard. We should have water come out. Oh, look at that! We got all sorts of water. It works. Pit stop from the muddy trench for a little bit. Roman needs some help spraying water on this concrete wall as he cuts it with the demo saw, so that way we're not making a bunch of dust and covering our laser, because Ron is using the laser to maintain grade for the bottom of where the basement's going to be. Ron's kind of on a weird schedule today. He's working at a neighbor's a couple miles away, flattening out a building site for them when they get loads of dirt. But when they don't have loads of dirt, then he's coming over here and digging. So he's doing what he can. He should be able to get a good chunk of this done today. Hopefully be able to get the rest done, but we'll see. We're gonna help Roman, then we're gonna hop back in our trench. is gonna try to get the rest of that jackhammered out so that way we have a nice straight transition from this over into the existing basements. Now we are going back into the trench. And this time we came prepared. We have a level so that way we can actually see if our eyes are deceiving us or not. Now, as much fun as we're having on this project, I would like to pause for just a second and talk about something that's really important, and that is life insurance. I have a question. If you were to pass away today, would your family be able to cover all of your bills without you? If the answer is no, you need life insurance. Now, as daunting as getting life insurance may sound, thanks to Policy Genius, it has never been easier. I'm talking like start to finish, 45 minutes. At least that's how long it took me. Policy Genius works by comparing all of America's top insurers, and then they find you the one for the lowest price with the most coverage. And my favorite part is the Policy Genius agents work for you, not the insurance companies, so their only incentive is to get you the best deal possible. And if you already have a life insurance policy, just make sure that you have enough coverage. A lot of people are underinsured and they don't even know it. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options are 100% online and let you avoid unnecessary medical exams. Check life insurance off your to-do list in no time with Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/Cole the Cornstar or click the link in the description to get multiple life insurance quotes for free and see how much you could save.
Alright, looks like all cleaned up and like nothing even happened here. Oh, almost, but in a couple days you won't even tell that there was something happening here. So, we got it.
I have an announcement to make. I think I have found a new least favorite job on the entire farm. Climbing down in trenches that are full of half dried up mud with active water coming in, trying to get this pipe leveled out. That's a job. I started digging the rest of this trench at 8 o'clock this morning, and by the time I got the trench done, it was 10. So from 10 o'clock to it is now after 5, I've been working on getting this bad boy leveled out, getting the low spots filled in, getting the high spots down, trying to pull my feet out of the mud. We do have water coming out of the end now though, or when I get that pushed down and get my intercoupler installed and get the rest of the pipe connected up, we should be able to get water to flow out at the end. I'm just taking a minute to take a breather and enjoy nature here for a second, because that was a job. If you do that for a living, hats off to you, because wow, that just takes it out of a guy. See if we can manhandle this thing down there. Luckily it's in a circle, so we should be able to roll it. And we have the hill. It's just a matter of steering it. Maybe I should turn it this way. That might work a little better. With that one sinkhole that we discovered earlier, I just took a half a bucket with the mini excavator and I dumped it in here. I got some nice dry dirt and try to fill this in a little bit, see if we can maybe prevent it from caving off. I may need a little more dirt. Wow. This is just a hollow spot underground, and so what's gonna happen is eventually that's just gonna go poof, and then we're gonna get a little sinkhole up on the top. I don't think it's gonna really hurt anything other than just a random divot in the field, but if I'm here and can throw some dirt in there, I might as well. I should probably get another bucket. I think we could use just a little more. Wow. Ow! Just gobbling it all up. I think we are now ready to put our intercoupler in and hook up the last of this pipe and be able to get this thing running out. Then we should be able to cover this up because we won't need an open trench anymore. So this should just pop in like so. Shouldn't have to do too much there. We should just be able to push these together. Okay. It appears we don't have water yet. Oh, somewhere we have a high spot. I wonder if we just don't have water up there anymore. That could very well be. I think the reason why we have no water coming out of the tile all the way at the end is because we got our initial water level to drop a few inches. So I need to dig a new trench through here so I can lower it down and get that trench to come over to here so it'll actually feed in and it'll fill our tile back up. I say it's lower down here because we actually have some dry spots starting to form here, which is a good thing because this was all saturated before. And these spots definitely look lower. And a big telltale, our trench no longer has water running down the sides like it did before. And that's good news. We know that our tile's working and that it's getting the water out and it's lowering the water level, which is what we want because we can't build on stuff when it's like this, but we can build on stuff when it's nice and dry. I tell you what, this stuff may look all soft and pliable, but if you look really close, there's a bunch of rocks like this big, and it makes it really hard to dig with a shovel. But despite that, we got the main ditch dug in the middle, and then I got these little side outlets. Like I already drained that pocket pretty much. Most of this pocket's been drained too, but we got a nice flow coming through here. I think in the morning, this stuff is permeable enough that all the areas that did not get drained should get pulled down to the low spot, which is the middle where our main trench is. That back one still got a bunch of water in it, but it is draining out nicely. I think we should walk to the end and see if we have water coming out of our tile. There is a possibility that we don't have any water running out of the tile yet because underneath of our tile we did put some rock, and this water may be finding its way into that rock and working its way down since we don't have this backfilled yet. If we had it backfilled, it would have no choice but to go into the pipe. But I'm thinking that since we have what we have laying on the edge here, maybe, just maybe, that it stops it enough where it actually directs it into the pipe. We're about to find out. And honestly, there's no easy way to get over there. You either got the cliff on this side, you got to scale the vertical wall over there, you got an even bigger cliff on that side, you got loose dirt over there, or you could go through Mud Canyon, which I don't want to do. Hey, we might have done it. There we go. Woo! Yeah, it's working. Moment of truth. Nothing. If we look down in the trench, we can see moving water on top. This is non-perforated pipe right here, so all the water that's moving is just running up from the top. I think I'm going to take the mini excavator and some of this dirt. I'm going to block this off a little bit so that way we can keep the water at that end. I just want to make sure that our tile is going to work. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. I walked along the entire thing with a 10-inch level and made sure that everything was at least level or going to flow downhill, which it does, so it should work. But I just want to see the water run out of the end. I tell you what, I've about had it with this tile today. I spent enough time down there trying to get that tile leveled out. I drop one bucket full of dirt in here. It hits a spot, it pushes my pipe out of the way. So now I need to go down there, dig that dirt out, get my pipe back situated, resituate the dirt around the pipe so that way pipe won't move when we dump more dirt on it. I tried lowering way down in there and being gentle with it because I knew that could happen, but I didn't quite have the reach and I thought I'd be okay. That's my fault, but now I gotta crawl back in there. But I guess on the bright side, we did get the water flow blocked off on top, so now all the water coming down should end up coming through the pipe. It's probably gonna take a little while to fill that area up there that is above where I dumped the dirt before it starts getting into the pipe, and it's gonna take a little while for that to trickle down here. But when I come back in the morning, if these corrugated parts are all wet in there, then we know that water came down here and that it worked. I would just really like to see it work before we get it covered up, just in case there's something weird. I don't see how there could be something weird because I literally measured the entire thing, but I just want to see it. That pipe still does need to be addressed, but I'm done in the trench for today. I'm gonna hit that in the morning when I'm fresh. So the last thing that I'm going to do is take Ron's excavator and I'm going to remove this pile. So I'm gonna scoop it up, swing 180 degrees, and I'm gonna dump it on the pile on this side. That way when Ron gets here in the morning, he can start digging some more and adding to this pile. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the basement done tomorrow. We've been running our mini excavator for a little while. Let's see what Ron's big excavator has to offer. This is approximately 5 times bigger of a machine than ours. So we're gonna be able to move some dirt with this thing. It looks like our bucket is a third full of packed mud. That is not ideal. Okay, how do we start this? Beep, beep. Look at that, that is incredible. Barrel dump, boom, knock everything out. I ended up getting darked out last night, so I couldn't see anymore, so I stopped. Ron already beat me here this morning. He got the rest of the pile moved that I didn't get done, and he is going to continue digging the basement. Roman is going to be hopping in the mini excavator here shortly, and he's going to be going along the edge of the trench. We got to get that one spot fixed where we accidentally bumped the tile last night, but once he gets that done, then he is going to try to do some backfilling to get some dirt on top of the pipe. Then we can come in and push everything in and enclose that trench. And while Roman's doing that, then I'm going to be in the house for a little bit. I have some computer work that I need to get taken care of. But before I get started in the office, I want to see if we have water running out of the end of our tile yet. Because I think, well, we'll find out here in a second. Oh, hey. Look at this, look at this. Yeah, we got water dripping out. It's working. Look at that. All right, Roman, you got filling in this trench?
Yep, got it.
Okie dokie, into the office I go. Welcome to my office.
Looks like we got this trench filled in pretty good. We're gonna stop here because we want it to settle before we add another lift to it. So this is it for now, and let's go and check out if our water is flowing in the tile. I bet it is going like crazy. It is going good. We didn't mess anything up, so that's a good sign. After backfilling, we have a nice flow. Ron is gonna have to go and take care of whatever business he has. I think he is coming back, but while he is gone, we need this pile that he created be out of his way. So he is gonna position the machine in the best spot where he thinks it would be most efficient to move that dirt, and I'm gonna start doing it for him, or maybe even finish moving it. We'll see.
We are done with computer work. Let's hit a quick arm wrestling workout and then get back outside and get to work. I think I'm gonna need to get some heavier weights on this here pretty soon. Okay, let's go outside. It appears that while I was in the office, Ron got some more digging done, and he blocked my little drain line that I have running through the middle out to our tile. So I'm gonna crawl down in there and see if I can open that up with a shovel again, so that way we can get this water flowing out, because we want to get this dried up. We can't really do work down there with equipment until that water's gone. Oh yeah, that is so satisfying. Ron just took off with his pickup. He's going over to the neighbors again today. I guess they dropped off 10 loads of rock, lime, mix, whatever he's using for the foundation pad of this building. He's gonna go smooth those piles off. Roman is in the excavator right now, transferring this dirt pile over to the bigger dirt pile. So that way when Ron gets back, Ron can take his excavator up here and he can continue digging the underground movie theater out. There should not be very much left on this back wall. I think he about needs to go to maybe somewhere in here, so just a little bit more that he's pulling back, and he's obviously got a little bit more back over there. So we are getting very close to actually having the big bulk of the dig 100% done, which is a really good feeling, and this is a ginormous hole. To keep the crew moving, I am on grill duty today, and I did not pull my pork burgers out of the freezer ahead of time. So they are frozen, so we're going to have to try to figure out how we can get these frozen things apart. Not always the easiest thing to do. In the middle of trying to get these burgers thawed out, a vehicle comes rolling in, just rolls right back over to the bin side. They roll down their window and start taking pictures, so I went over there to check out the situation. It was one of Cooper's friends, but otherwise I was prepared to say, hey, what are you guys doing? Do you not want to drive around my yard, please? And thank you. And then, so that way I could get back to my burgers, you know. But I got talking to the guy while these were cooking, so our burgers are now done. So for lunch today, looks like we got some baby carrots, got some cherry tomatoes, we got our whole vegetable assortment and pork burgers, and then Dad's chowing down on some pickles. Now this may sound a little bad, but right now we are basically at a standstill for what we can do out here until Ron gets done digging this hole. I guess Roman's got a noisy job that he can do down there, but that's a by himself job. So I'm gonna take care of some more computer stuff because I have deadlines coming up in a few days that I need to get some stuff done on. So instead of just sitting and waiting and watching as much as I would like to, and as fun as an excavator is to watch, I should probably get to work on some office stuff. So I'll be back in a little bit.
Ron, the bulldozer excavator guy, is back, so he got the machine from me and gonna start digging here. And while he's doing that, I have no choice but to switch the title and start chiseling this wall. So with this wall, it's gonna stay as is, just cleaned up and a little bit more prettied up. And it's gonna be part of the underground movie theater interior. So you have a glance of the old technology, the 100-year-old basement. I think it's gonna be kind of cool. So what we need to do is chisel out the parts that are sticking way out too much and kind of make it ugly. So we'll try to be a sculptor today.
It sounds like Roman is now done jackhammering on this side of the house. That actually looks so much better. What he was trying to do is all these rocks, they were really jagged, and the one stuck all the way out to here. We are deciding if we want to use this rock face as the back of the underground movie theater, just because it exposes the foundation of the house. It actually looks kind of cool as a wall. If we got in here and hosed everything off, it would clean it up and make it look a little bit nicer. But we either have the option of leaving it like this where we can look at it, or now we can build a wall right here, and then on the inside we won't have a wall that's like 4 feet thick, because before we were going to try to hide all this, and with everything sticking out, we'd have to build our wall like all the way out to here, and then there would just be like 18 inches of dead space that couldn't be utilized just because the rocks were sticking out. So Roman did this for twofold reasons. So either we'll use it for decor, or we'll use it to be able to build our wall closer. We'll decide when we get there. I just have a feeling it may mess with the acoustics of the room, having rock in the back reflecting off, but maybe it's jagged enough where all the little waves will hit it and go ding, 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 and then it won't reflect back, and then you won't get an echoey sound in the underground movie theater, because we just want it to be like that solid, strong sound, not the echo, echo, echo. Roman also got our little baby wall that was right here that was keeping water out before gone. And then we have our footer on this side, but we did leave a 3-foot spot right in the middle where we did not have a footer, because underneath this pile of rocks, we have all of our sewer lines and our drain lines underneath there. So we intentionally left this spot open so that way we can dig through here. Then we'll be able to connect our sewer line into this, and we'll probably end up shooting it off right over somewhere in there. And then our drain lines will drop down to this lower level, and then it'll catch our big drain going out and our tile that'll go down to the drainage ditch. Carrying out this little wall and breaking these front faces off by no means was a simple, easy job. Some of these rocks are granite, so it is nearly impossible to break through them with the demo saw and the jackhammer, but Roman persevered and he got this looking really nice. Good job, Roman. And then last but not least, Ron has got the underground movie theater basement hole dug. That thing is huge. The only issue that we're running into now is the fact that we have all the standing water down in here yet. Our tile line is running. There's a nice stream going through that. But when we dug up that corner with the excavator, there must be either a higher ground water table right there, or there's a little natural spring that comes out of the ground, because there is water actively seeping into that corner and it keeps filling up this entire thing. So we are going to have to address this water before we can get any more work done down here. But everybody's starting to wrap it up for a day. We got a lot done, so I think we're gonna call it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.